Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to another edition of the Baby Spotlight Show. I remain your ever beautiful hostess, La Baby. And today our guest is shining already, and she's in the person of Miss Joanna Enonam. Joanna, you're welcome on the Spotlight Show.
Thank you so much.
I hope the doing is good.
Of course.
All right, thank God. Okay, today we have a hot cake on our plate. We are talking about, do you believe in relationships and rules? Do you believe in relationships and rules?
That's interesting.
Sure, yeah, only interesting for us.
Yeah.
All right, but first and foremost, we want to know, what do we mean by relationships? Gearing it towards a male and a female. That's a dimension we'll be looking at today because of time.
All right. So, relationships could be defined in so many ways.
All right.
But then I think I would want to look at it by saying that relationship is an agreement between two people who would want to be together towards the same purpose. And so when that kind of relationship exists between a man and a woman, then it means both the man and the woman have agreed to be with each other.
So there should be an agreement.
Of course.
All right. Now looking at rules, what do we mean by rules?
Okay, so we are looking at set principles that guard against human behavior. And so, for example, you have different rules at different places.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the human behavior that you would want to curtail. Yeah.
Bro, big vocabs. All right. Curtail. Break it down to a level.
Okay, so for example, you'd want to come up with a rule that do not put garbage in the drain, and that's you just want to make sure that people don't litter about and sanitation will be improved.
Yeah. Sure, thank you very much. And okay, continuing or moving on. Now let's look at it in our relationship with our various partners, either boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife.
Okay.
Now, do you first of all endorse it? Do you think that rules should be put in relationships?
Not entirely. However, as I indicated earlier, humans as we are, we have different forms of behavior. And so if there are no rules, it means that people will do whatever they want to do. There'll be extremists, there'll be people who wouldn't even think of human feeling. But then coming back to relationships, you would want to be with somebody who takes you for who you are. You would want to be with somebody who cherishes your let's say your raw self,
your personality.
Okay, and so if you want to give the person rules, it means you are telling the person what he or she should do, and that way I don't think you're going to see the real self coming out.
All right. Okay, moving on. Now we know about what rules are in relationships. Now, do you think that if a couple are going out, normally we don't put it in like, okay, Joanne, let's say I'm the guy, I love you very much, but if you want to have a peaceful relationship with me, do this, don't do this. No, we don't put it in as we are given instructions or rules to people to follow, but indirectly we do them without saying it. People end up saying that, okay, if you are going out with me and I don't want you to hang around with these friends because I don't like them and they don't like me, because I'm not in good terms with this person, I'm not talking to this person, don't do this to this person. When you go home, don't stay for so long, come before 7. I mean, those kind of things. Do you think that it helps relationships to grow, and do you advise it or you do not agree with it?
Okay, so let's take it a step at a time. You meet somebody, and then you decide to be with the person. It's a decision you make. It means that before you get to that point of making that decision, you would have known the person to an extent. And so this is not the time to give the person rules that, for example, as I said, don't hug this person, don't move with these friends. No, I believe if you know the person, you know who the person is, you are able to know the kind of friends to keep. Because, for example, you are a Christian, and then you have friends who are Buddhist, or you have friends who smoke, or other things. Now you ask yourself, what would the friend who is a Buddhist teach you, and what would the smoker teach you? And then if you know and value your relationship, you don't need anybody to tell you to ignore or shun that company. You don't need the woman or the man to give you rules.
Sure, but here in the case that you know that most often it happens in a society now, maybe before you started going out with me, maybe your friends probably didn't like me. I wasn't in good terms with them. So because I think now we are together, I want to try and not cut off per se, but they don't like me, so me too, I don't like them. So I don't want to see my man hanging around with them. Even if you hang around with them, you see, we are in a world that people like to dominate. I like to have control over certain things. Do you think that doing these things really help the relationship? And most often, do you think that these, either the men or the women, they endorse it? I mean, is it right?
So let's start from the man's point of view. A man has ego. A man has something they cherish. And so as a woman coming into a man's life, you don't just start with, oh, I don't like your friends, don't hang up. No, you can say it in a nicer way, in a better package, and like you really,
what if you have packaged the thing but still the guy say no?
Then it brings us back to the fact that the man in this case needs to value the relationship. Okay, if you value your relationship, I think I said it, if you value it, you don't need anybody to give you rules who to be with and who not to be with. But then you let it flow, that, oh, this is who I am, this is who I have, this is who I want to be with, and this is how I want us to be. In that case, look, it gets to a point where you are in a relationship and you are tempted to create a human being for yourself. It doesn't work.
We become God on earth.
It doesn't work like that. Nobody would want to be created.
Everybody
take me or leave me. That is it.
Take it or leave it. But I believe that, well, you can't create anybody, but at least can't people try and compromise to meet up with their partners?
Okay, so one of the watchwords we have in relationship is compromise. But to what extent to compromise, you would have to tell. There should be a compromise at a point, but to what extent?
You have the full say. Now moving on, let's look at the adverse effects. Those practicing these things without their knowledge and all that, bringing about rules in their relationships and things they want their partners to do by force automatically. What are some of the adverse effects that these rules go about bringing in these relationships?
Okay, so I think the very first thing is that you're going to miss the real self of the person you are going out with. And so you set rules, then it means that if the person wants to please you, then the person is going to go by the rules. But in the long run, you are going to get somebody who you created for yourself. And so the day the person comes out with his or her own personality or attitude, you're going to run away. You can't stand it.
Or by the ninja attack, the person will turn into a tiger alive.
You can't stand it. You can't stand it. So I think the major adverse effect is you not getting the real self to your personality. You know, we all have different personalities. We all have different temperaments. We are different people altogether.
So from your facts and findings, you don't endorse it?
And I wouldn't rule it out entirely, but then I wouldn't say it's right also, because I believe in free flow. Be yourselves. And just let it work.
Let the flow. But someone will also argue out and say that looking at rules in general, not in relationships per se, but rules keep people in check. They keep people to do the right thing. So someone was suggesting that, for instance, outside we have though it's spoiling the kids sometimes, you can't beat your child, you can't shout and everything. It is working for them in their angle, though in Africa too it has its own side effects. But someone will say that if we try and say that, okay, in general, maybe government says, okay, all men, every man is entitled to one woman. I mean, bring some checks and things. Don't you think the good side of rules is that it could put them in check? Like, let's say I want to check my man. Don't you think that because rules are good, I can say that, okay, if I don't want my man to do basa basa or something, I don't know, but since we know rules have good sides.
There are good sides, fine, I agree.
Okay.
But then the question is, let's turn the tables.
Okay.
If your man also wants to check you that way, would you be fine?
Thank you. Most often we don't ask ourselves if it is done to us. We ask ourselves, if I'm doing it to the other party, how will it be like? Let us sometimes think about the impact it will have on us too as well. So in just a second, what will you say? Do you endorse it? Do you do not endorse it? And I mean, general advice before we run up.
Okay, so we are saying that relationships start even at a point of knowing.
All right.
And it takes decisions to decide to be with somebody. And so if you are there, I think the only thing you should do is to work on yourself.
Okay.
And then try to keep up with attitudes and behaviors. Aside that, I don't think you can add anything to anybody. No, we can only advise, you can only suggest, but then to say that you want to now change somebody to suit you, you may be getting it wrong.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've heard everything that our fine bobo is telling us with the mauve lips and everything. I don't even know if the color is mauve or pink. I'm not good at colors, but well, she has said it all, and I believe we have heard it all. It is up to you to decide if you endorse it or not. Rules have its good sides and bad sides, but engaging it in relationships, well, you have to check it. We've heard everything she has said. So let us pick up whatever we think we can pick up and make our lives a better one. Don't forget to be a spotlight in the world of darkness. Don't forget to subscribe, like, view, and share. Leave your comments on our portals, and we had addressed them. Share your views with us. As easily. See you some other time. Guy. Bye. Bye. See you some other time.
Sure.